those guys as much, and it's probably gonna sound so far away. Anyway, so hello. We just got out of seeing, well, not just, but we saw the new Hellboy movie, and it's a no for me, dog. To quote the great and all powerful Randy Jackson, it's a no for me, dog. Yeah, and I went into it with really no expectations. Like I really tried not to be like, compare it to the Guillermo del Toro one because it's Guillermo del Toro, and I love the man, but I didn't want to go into it, doing this full like, this one did this and this one did it that way and this one like, so I was like, all right, go through it with a clear mind, blah blah blah, and it was still a no for me. Like, it's not terrible. I don't hate it. I'm just disappointed. And then you.
So, like I was telling Joe before, I was like, this was like not a real Hellboy story movie. Like, this was like one of those stories where it could have been any anti-hero. It's like, insert anti-hero here, and boom, there's a story.
Right.
There's nothing that really said, okay, this had to be Hellboy.
Right.
In the whole movie.
Right.
I did not hate it, you know what I'm saying, but at the same time, it was just an adventure thrill movie, you know what I'm saying? Threw a little lore in there, a little gore, with the people getting killed all types of ways. But
oh yeah, it definitely earned its R rating. Yeah. It definitely earned its R rating. It got to the point where even someone like me, I was like, does it have to be so violent? Or at one point, look at that part, I was just kind of like, kind of bring it on, but there were points where I was like, okay, I get it. Just, jeez, rip the guy's skin off his face.
Yeah, like you're peeling a banana. Jesus Christ.
Legit, ouch. Yeah. But then there were parts where I was like, does every word that comes out of a character, do you have to at least say fuck once? As someone who loves using that word, I was still kind of like, just kind of dial back the fucks. Mr. Black, do you know how many fucks were said in your last show? 110. Someone sat there and counted the fucks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I guess, I guess we'll go into spoilers because I don't know how else we're gonna explain that. But since this is being recorded, I'm looking at my watch. It's still on New York time, and we're in California. It is midnight. So it's technically Sunday, but we saw it obviously Saturday. This is gonna get uploaded after we get back. But yeah, anyway, 1, 2, 3 spoilers. So I felt that the creature designs were like a mixed bag. Like Paul said, like it seems like the movie was. It doesn't seem to be specifically Hellboy. It's just X blah blah blah. So it just seems like character, not even just like anti-hero, just a fantasy character. Mm-hmm. And then they went into the mixed bag and they were like, and creature, and then this creature, this one's got an arm with a thing, this one's got the blade thing, this one has floating parts, fine, this one seems to be from Silent Hill, and it's like, just throw it out there, we'll just throw it out there. And then some of the creatures towards the end, when it's like kind of apocalyptic and stuff, like it kind of makes me think of like with Pacific Rim 2, funny enough, another thing that follows Guillermo del Toro, that there didn't feel to be too individualized. Like, again, every creature was different, but it didn't feel alive. It was just like, I saw the ones and zeros. I saw the CG, like, I wasn't like, like, one, you're watching Pacific Rim, you're like, these kaijus and Jaegers are real things, like when you're watching Hellboy, all the creatures, you're like, I feel like these are real things, like the underground black market, flea market thing in Hellboy 2. Mm-hmm. Like, every creature felt real, because a lot of them were people in suits, so it was quite real, but these were just kind of like, insert visual effect. A lot of times it's Hellboy, like, just miming things because he's in front of a green screen, like an obvious green screen, like, and then there's parts where you can see he's like like this, like running in place, but he's supposed to be running away. So he's like jogging in place, jogging in place. Whoa, whoa, and it's like, man. And the fight scenes, they did the like the with the camera, so they were trying to do things where it appeared to be a one continuous shot. So it'd be like, what arm, like that, but it was just kind of like jarring, you know. And then I had told Paul that this movie took a cue from Suicide Squad and just put music at any time. You know, they're like, oh, this scene's happening, this fight scene's happening, throw this song in, throw that song in. We've got the rights to it, throw it in, throw it in, throw it in, you know? Like, yeah, like a battle scene, I get it, it was fun to like throw Muse in there or something. But like, even just an epic battle music would have been fine.
Yeah.
Like, you know, put like a horn section in there, you know? Would have worked fine, but fine, you know, fucking put Muse in it. Whatchamacallit? Yeah, like, I feel like, because I had so many issues with it, and just so much, like, you could have done better with this, and the Hellboy makeup, like I said, it felt, like, really stiff, like, I'm talking, and they gave him this really big, like, Leno chin, because you see in a flashback, like, where he has, like, stubble instead of just, like, the mutton chops and the soul patch. It was just, like, fucking chin for days. Yeah, like I said, I don't hate the movie. I'm not like this sucks or anything, but it's just like, again, because if this was the first Hellboy movie, like if the Guillermo del Toro ones didn't exist, I'd be like, oh man, this was fun. Like, oh, like this is great. Blah blah blah. You know, like let's go read the comics. But since it's not the first one, and it's not like how most comic book movies where like the first one usually sucks. Or like, oh, it started off as a, you know, like a zany TV show and now we're going Christopher Nolan with it or something. But it started off really strong and now we're like, you know?
Yeah, like I said, it's an adventure thriller, but not a specific Hellboy-esque story.
Uh-huh.
That's the way I felt about it.
The movie was 2 hours long. It didn't feel 2 hours, which was great because a lot of stuff happened like really quick, and there are times where the fast-pacedness was like too fast. So what they did well with Shazam, which was like it was like 2 hours and 14 minutes, it was fast-paced, but you at least still had a sense of time. You know, that movie started off in the past, went to the present. They're talking about this. You know, days have gone by. It's been a week. Like, you have a sense of time. But whereas this one, it's so fast. You're like, has all this stuff happened within a week? Mm-hmm. A month? Because there's one part where like this girl gets hurt, and then you're like, you must go to the cabin, blah, 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 blah. And then there's Merlin's grave. And as they're saying that, they're like, cool, we're in this underground cave.
But like, how long did it take her to get here if she's like supposed to be dying?
Right?
From the moment we
private BPRD jet did you get on? You know, like, what was this like some things like that when it was just like, and we were at this, and then we were at that. It's just that ba 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 kind of thing, and part of me is like, is this what, you know, the director wanted? Is this what Mike Mignola agreed upon, or was there something else? But then like, the studio stepped in because that tends to happen a lot. Yeah, you know. Definitely. So like, I'm not sure because I really don't know this director's other work. So I really don't know if like that's just like their thing. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's just like, again, it went by quick, but you know, again, like Del Toro, or I was saying how like with, you know, someone like Edgar Wright, or, you know, like Jordan Peele and like those kind of directors, you want to watch their movies multiple times because there's a lot of things you don't catch, you know, and when you listen to the audio commentary, they'll mention something else, and you're like, shit, I didn't even think of it like that, and you're like, wow, and he adds layers to the filmmaking and your watching experience because now you're watching it in whole new light, and so there's like a like video games like a replay value kind of thing, you know.
Yep.
Whereas this one, like Paul said, it's like you what was it like you watch it, you have fun, and then that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like okay, like they are having a lot of fun over there. Yeah, it's just again, I to sound like a parent, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. And there were several scenes where I just found myself doing the Chrissy Teigen like face, you know, like weren't you saying like that you felt like it was pointless with the house tree thing?
Oh, with the Baba Yaga thing, you're like, oh my god, we already know that Dad's gonna die. We already know some drama's gonna happen. The curse of the Baba Yaga thing was totally unnecessary, but whatever.
Right. And then when they did like the flashback to tell you like his origin, it's like, remember that really really well done shot scene in Del Toro's Hellboy with the Nazis? Well, let's do a high school play version of it. That's what it felt like. You know, it felt like not exactly high school. It wasn't that bad. It's not maybe an asylum one. You know what I mean? Like it was just kind of like a lower production value, like one of it. You know, that was another thing. Like so speaking of like production value, it's like yes, Del Toro's movies were obviously in the past, so the visual effects now you watch it, you're like, oh, that's really a CGI hand crushing that Red Bull can or something. But watching this one, it's like it feels like they still use the old ways where I'm like, we have it where we can render things where you're just like, I know this is a visual effect, but this is amazing. But it just feels like you're like I feel like they were probably told to like again like this, like we gotta crank out this movie, we gotta crank out this movie. I feel like that's what it is. It's like we just had to crank out this movie. I feel like just to be like, so Guillermo del Toro isn't allowed to work on it and we can't get Ron Perlman again, you know? And then the movie kind of makes fun of itself, so they're like, oh, we have to kill the lady so then she doesn't appear in the sequel. And we're like, wow. And then the bad lady is Mila Jovovich, which I feel like casting her as the bad lady just... I don't know, I get it, maybe if you want to cast like a well-known person as the bad person, but I'm like, so many people, why Mila Jovovich? You know? I was expecting her at one point when she had the knife to be like, my name is Alice. You know? And do that shit again. Because she was done with that franchise. See, he's done.
That's cold.
Like, cause she's done with that franchise.
Oh, that's cold.
So she might as well go on another franchise. And then the movie, at the end, sequel baits with introducing Ape Sapien.
Yeah.
You know? And that's another thing. With how they sculpted Hellboy, if Abe Sapien looks like
Nemo,
or even like those fish people in Aquaman that Jaimin Hansu was, which look like, and I said a lot of these creature things look like a face-off challenge, where like it's not bad, but like obviously given the correct amount of time, it would have been fleshed out and a lot better than just like 3 hours to come up with a concept. Again, everything's like this. 3 hours to come up with a concept, 2 hours to sculpt, 1 hour to mold, and then bam, 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 bam. And we're like, okay, cool. Well, within your 21-hour time frame, this is great, but, all right. Like, I don't know. Like, and then when they showed, like, the hand of Ape Sapien, I just thought, I was like, the hand's too fat, like, because I'm so used to Doug Jones, like, he's so skinny, and because we've seen him in person now, we just see how thin he is, and I love him to death. But, like, you're so used to how, like, the Ape Sapien hand is, the ones that we know, but then this one just was, like, my chubby fingers. Like, I don't know. Again, like, I don't mean to compare it to Guillermo, but...
You got no choice.
You got no choice. It's just... It's so... What he does is so good, and like again, the creatures and like it's more. It's just I feel like this just needed to be fleshed out more, just flesh it out more.
Yeah, it was focused more on just the action than actual reasoning and understanding of the monsters.
Right, because this was just like this was an action movie. Yes, and I get it. Like the Avengers movies are action films, but like this is just kind of like. I don't know. It's like I said, it's a no for me, dog. And I don't know what to say. I know we're just it's pretty much us saying no to it, because we went to go see at the ArcLight, so they don't play like all the trailers. They just play 3.
Yeah.
So
Anna,
that one,
Brightburn,
and then
what was it? Anna, Brightburn.
right, because I remember it was like James Gunn, and then and what was the first trailer? That was the first.
Shit. Don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember. It was like Point Break. I don't know, but yeah, they only play like 7 minutes of trailers, so they only give you like, 3 trailers, which whatever. We got in and out of the movie again. Even the going in and out of the movie was like this,
Yeah.
Yeah, we got there, we bought a ticket, we went in. Yeah, then we got rushed around. I'm kidding, which is funny because wouldn't that be something that we experience back at home? Is the boom, 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 boom? But here I'm like, okay, guys.
Yeah, expecting things to be taken a lot more chiller.
Yeah. But anyway, then we got we met Corn Man, so that made it all better. That made it all better.
Yeah, so look out for both of those videos. This and the Corn Man review.
Corn Man. Corn Man. Ooh, my voice is so bad.
On that note,
Corn Man. Okay, I'm not helping myself.
no. Closing remarks?
Okay. Hellboy is a middle to low rental. Like, if you see it get added to Netflix, you could put it on. It's like a put it on the background and like clean your house kind of thing. This isn't. If you skip it, it's not gonna hurt. It's not gonna hurt you. And again, I'm making that face because I'm like, I feel bad being disappointed. And then your closing remark.
Like I said before, and I know I'm saying it again, which is weird, but anyway, insert anti-hero here. So, it didn't really need to be a Hellboy story. It could have been anybody. Could even been a brand new made-up anti-hero guy that they were trying to do this thing with. And it would have still just been the same.
Yeah.
So,
it's gonna be a no for us, dog.
pretty much.
Alrighty. Cool. Oh, God. Oh, how my back.